So continuing on what we did with the previous video, this video will take you through how to make a new page and how to edit them. So in this case, since we have all these pages here, let's just say add a new page, and it will load up another page. So as you see here, it came up with, it should look like this when you're trying to add a new page. So the title, so let's say we want this to be a training page. What you can do, this is a more complicated way, but you can type things here and it will appear. But what we've done instead is, what we want to do is just click or right click. Yeah, so we just want to click on edit with Elementor, come up like this. Once this loads, so we'll leave that to load. As it can, oh, it's loaded. So yeah, again, this is a free paid hosting, X10 host. Make sure to find another paid service host to ensure that the load speeds are much more faster. Alright, so it appears like this. So this page here, the right side, this big part is your main website, so you can see what's happening live. And on the left side column, underneath the title Elementor, this side menu pretty much gives you like widgets or things you can add on to the main page. So first things first, what we want to do is, we see this add new section or add template. We want to normally just add a new section. And here you can select your structure, so picking out if you want something divided in half, or if you just want one whole line, or things separated in 3 equal parts. But for now we're just going to do one part. So we see that there's a plus. You can either click on the plus or click outside to get this menu, but since there's nothing else, we can just drag a heading. And see how it highlights blue? That means it will go into that spot. So we just drag and drop, and it'll appear here. So you just want to click here. You can type it through there, or you can click and go to the left side widget menu. And this is just write training page, or just training in general as a title. And you can link this. You just gotta copy and paste the link, and it'll easily just click on it, and it'll be able to link to it. But do note, you can't test that while in the Elementor. You will need to visit the website first separately, then click on it. So, going on, so we've written our heading. We can choose our alignment to center right, and we can also change it depending on what device we want it on. So then we go into style. So this, for this, underneath the heading title, we can change the color. So if you want it purple, red, and it will change actively, as you can see. But let's just keep it black. Actually, let's make it like blue. So once you've done that, underneath typography is where you can change, underneath family is where you can change all the small parts. So the font type, so let's say we want actor, the size, let's say we want 60. The weight, so how thick it is. We'll just leave it default. And so yeah, so this you can just all play around with, so like capitalize. Line height, so just increases, decreases the height. The spacing is how far apart you want them. Just leave it default though. So that's everything for the heading. Oh, and then under advanced we have margins, padding, animation, so when they load the page, the animation will occur. And if you don't want it, you can just exit it. And the background is the background type. You can put a background behind it if you so wish. And yeah, so this is just for the heading. So we have the heading down. So let's keep going and put in another section. Let's say if we want something like this. So it's like maybe 15%, 15%, and the rest is 70% here. So what we can do, we can add an image for that spot, and then let's say we just want text, so we can put text here and text here. So to put an image, we just click on to the empty spot, or we can delete it, and then we can add it. And let's say we just want to put a photo in. Let's just do this one, and then it will load up and you can see it's there. So with things you can edit with the image widget is you can try and line it, center it, add a caption underneath. So let's say, oh, it's more like front desk. And again, we can also link it to something. Style. So if we want to edit the image, it's underneath image. We can change the width, the max width, the opacity, which is like transparency. So if we just want barely or none. Yeah, border type if we want a border around it. Caption, again, caption will be editing the text underneath here. Oh, whoops. The text underneath there. So just click on it, you can change the size. Say that's overlapping, we can use line height, bring it down a bit, space it out more. Something like that. And again, you can change the weight, color, the type of font through here. And text color, again, you can change the color of it. So let's say if we want green, put that there. Or purple or blue, anything will work. Advanced, similar to advanced settings for all these widgets would be quite similar. It's where you'll find the margins, the paddings, the Z index, background border, responsive, custom CSS, and but mainly we just want to focus on the entrance animation, which is something you may use more often. So say we want it to rotate in, it will do so. But let's just say we just want it to come down like that. Now going on with the text, again, I'll just show you again with the text. And if we ever want to delete something, so you just hover over the right side of the widget, and then a blue bar should appear like so. So pencil X, it will delete it. So let's put, say, a text editor. So again, drag and drop, and we can type anything here. Training's fun. Yeah, and then we can just go into style, again changing the text color, probably not white, and then we can change the alignment and size. So everything's quite similar to each other, and like so. And advanced, same thing. Entrance, let's say fade in. So that's something like that. Now, every time you want to put something in, I'd highly recommend to add a section in, even if it's just something like a spacer, which just kind of separates them. And you can increase the size of the space if you so wish, or decrease. But let's say we just want, let's say, a 3x3, and what we can do is we can add in an image box. So adding an image boxes is recommended if you want to put an image and you want it to like stay linked with a heading and more of a descriptive text underneath. So again, we can change the size for the image and how transparent it is. And we can also add for images hover animation. So when you go over it, it'll do an animation. So for grow, if we hover over it, it'll enlarge itself. Or post shrink, so we'll continuously keep posting as long as our mouse or cursor is over it. So once we've done that, we can just go explore. So under style, so after we've typed things in here, we can go under style. For the image, we can change settings for that. But if we want to change settings for, say, the title or description, we will just do it under content. So title, spacing, color, and typography, everything's the same. Same with description, size, color. It's all there. Advanced again is just entrance animation, and it will animate the whole thing. And another small thing what you can do is you can also put a link onto this. So if they click on the image or the heading, they can click on it and it will go to whatever link you've attached it to. So it's most of them, so let's just put a few more image boxes and add another section. So let's say we're adding another big section and we want a Google Maps. Just drag it in, click on it, just type in the address, and it will go to it. So for example, just going to London, Coca-Cola, right there. But let's just keep going. Let's just do 2x2 again. And yeah, whenever if you don't see the widget section, just click outside of it, or just click onto a plus or empty widget spot. So another thing you can do is with these general elements is put things like icon lists. So if you want to list things, which you can also do underneath, let's say images, all you have to do is just click on it, hold it, drag, and see how that blue line appears. You just want to drop it underneath, and it'll stay with that image as a link, as a link together. So if we were to go into a mobile, the list stays with this part. And yeah, again with the list, if we're going to go through it, to edit, you just click on the list, this item, rename it to, let's say, option 1, and you can change the icon to, let's say, chain broken, and you can see it changes instantly, and you can have it attached, you can make it link to a link of your choice. You can do the same for that. You can copy them, so if you want multiple of the same icon, you can just do it like that, change the name. X is obviously to get rid of them, add item if you want to just add a new item. And pretty much you have two layouts options, a default or inclined, so it's just vertical or horizontal pretty much. Divider is more for, I'm pretty sure, yeah, for horizontal, it divides them up. Alignment, if you want them in center, right, left, pretty straightforward. And icon, text color, so style is only changing the looks of it. Advanced, again with the animation. So once we've done all that, another few things we can put in is, say, an image carousel. So all you want to do with that is, say, add images. Let's say we want this, create new gallery, insert, and we can change the image sizes. So let's say if we want a vintage thumbnail, you can also change the size of the images as you want, and it will appear like this. But let's say we don't want the default and we only want there to be 3 slides to show, or let's say 1. And it will only show 1 picture, but let's say if we want 4, it will show 4 pictures. But let's just stick with 2. Slides to scroll is pretty much how many times I can scroll across and all that. So generally, if you have a lot of images, you can increase it. So if you ever forget, it always says set how many slides are scrolled per swipe. So like so. Image stretch, so if you want to stretch the image even further to try and make it fill the entire space. But as we can see, sorry, filled. It's more for smaller images. Arrows and dots, so navigation is these parts, so that little arrows on the sides and the dots at the bottom. We can change it to arrows, dots, or just none. And additional options is if you want to autoplay, how fast you want it to go, if you want to loop it, everything can be done there. And you can also still add more images if you want, and change the sizes of the images. Underneath style, we can see if we want to put the arrows outside or inside. You can't really see it, but it's just out here. Or the inside. We can also change the color. So let's say if we want the outside, we'll be able to see it now. And it's right there. We can change the size, so make it bigger, smaller. Dots, same deal. If we want it, the dots bigger. On the outside or on the inside, change the size, and we'll change the color. Under advanced, mainly just looking at the entrance animation, we can look down here and just pick fade in, how long you want it, the duration, everything can be done there. So let's say we've already done all this work, but want to make sure we want to save it. So we can save it as a draft or as a template for now, or we can just click publish. And it is now live. So when you click publish, it will make the page live. So just click have a look. It will open up a new tab for us. And while that loads, we'll continue looking at what we can do with Elementor. So let's say if we actually just want two parts, we can actually just get rid of that one part by just going to the top left where the gray bar is and just clicking X. We can also move these, so again by just going top left and just dragging it around. So we can say if we want to swap it there, or if we want this to, oh, it's a bit going crazy there. If we want to lift this, try and change everything up. We can put this next to here, and it will automatically adjust the ratio to be equal, or you can just kind of drag and click and drag the border. But let's say if we wanted like a title, like a image that spanned across an entire page. What we can do is go into style. Actually, let's put an image first. So we have this, and we can see that it doesn't go all the way as we set it, but we'll see if we can change that. So we can, the width, so now it's going all the way. Max width, we can just increase that. You don't need to generally change all these settings, but if you want to, you can. And then, if you want to have it span across, just kind of carefully click on this blue section, the outline of the border, and then it will come with edit section with a little plus with arrows coming out, and you can stretch the section. A new side menu will come up, and you can stretch the section by saying yes. So now we can say it's potentially able to go the whole width of the page, but we gotta change this. See, right now it's at boxed that kind of limits how far we want it. But if we click full width, it will stretch it across the entire page. And again, you can change animation for that entire thing. So if you ever want to like have this entire section have the same animation, you can just click on the blue box, the outline that's housing all the widgets, and just go into advanced and then fade in, and they'll all fade in. Let's say this is a bit too big. We can customize it and change the height and width for it. like so. And there you have it, a quick guide, or hopefully it was kind of quick, to using Elementor and making a new web page. Continuing on to the next video where I'll go through organizing the pages and other small nitty-gritty parts.